Some of you who may have been in the area of education have read books or studied books by or about Jean Piaget. And this guy, especially during the 60s, did a lot of work in understanding how children learn. And so one very famous exercise that he would do is he would get children sitting in front, and he would have these pictures. Okay, so this one is one where he's got two pictures that are exactly the same size and shape. And he explains to the children, can you see that these are the same size? And they're filled to the same mark. Can you see how these two pitchers have the same amount of water? And they say, yes. Then he pours them over here. Then he says to the 5-year-olds, which pitcher now has the most water? And all the 5-year-olds say, this one has more. Because it's taller. And they're not getting the fact that he actually poured the contents from two things that they said were the same over here. No drops were spilled. They're not getting that. All they do is they look at it, and this has more. Now, 7-year-olds, and universally, 5-year-olds, no matter what country they're from, no matter what background, no matter what socioeconomic background, culture, whatever, they all say pretty much this one has more. Now, 7-year-olds, they say it's the same. And this was consistently. So what he discovered is that universally something happens between age 5 and 7. Not sure what it is. Mental models are changing. What we're getting from this is that, okay, so in this chart, we've got age. We've got 0 to 100 down at the bottom. And from 0 to 10, this huge learning curve happens. As children are growing up and their brains are developing and their conceptualization, and there were physical limitations of some kind. We don't know what they are, but the 5-year-olds couldn't get what the 7-year-olds got. But once they get to 10 and 20, now what happens is, look at the curve here. It starts going down after 40, 45. Okay. And as I look at where I am on the chart, I say, uh-oh. Okay. Now, you don't have to be a statistic, because there are a lot of old dogs that can't learn new tricks, and there are a lot of people who throughout the course of their life continue to learn. But statistics are against you. Okay? Do we have anybody here in a group that's under 25? Okay, so we all qualify as old dogs. And basically, statistically, the physical things that are happening in the development of our brain after age 25, it's already done. Okay? Now, there's no reason why you can't keep learning at the same rapid rate if you can figure out how to do it. It's going to happen automatically from 0 to 10. It's going to keep happening here. The question is, can you keep learning? Or can you get stuck in your ways? What's going to happen to you? Okay, now let's look at this chart. We've got the same scale on the bottom, 0 to 100. Instead of learning, we're talking about the accumulation of information. So here we are in the information age. We're continually bombarded with information. We got the internet, we got facts, and we got data all the time. We got the news and TV and the media. We're continually gathering more information. And the fact of the matter is, unless you develop Alzheimer's, you're probably going to continue to accumulate information. But that's different than learning. Sometimes we get the two confused. Because learning is about changing your mental models. And some people get frozen in their mental models. If you want to be a person of influence who influences other people, you have to not be stuck. You have to be pliable and flexible in your mental models. First thing is you got to be able to understand that other people don't have the same mental models you have. And you got to be able to talk to them in a way that you can connect with each other, and that the influence you can have on them is to be able to take the wisdom that you have and transfer that wisdom. Some people don't know how to transfer wisdom. They know how to have wisdom, they know how to act on wisdom, but they don't know how to transfer it. And as leaders, we have to figure out how to develop people, which is wisdom transfer, not just information transfer, wisdom transfer, which means the changing of mental models. And so all of this is really about you kind of considering your ability to keep on learning. And I've had people sit through my classes. Recently, I did some classes in Wisconsin, and I actually had a guy, not this guy, I like this, come up afterwards. And I had done this whole class where we're talking about mental models and learning. We're talking about communication. We're talking about teamwork. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. And he came up to talk to me. We were talking about some different things. And I said, well, did you get anything out of the class? This happens to me all the time. And the guy says, well, you know, I read a lot of books. I already know all this stuff. And I said, really? So you didn't get anything at all? He said, well, you know, I mean, I know a lot. I realize. So you didn't get anything out of it? No. I said, okay. Okay. You know, if you're looking for gaining information, and this happens to me all the time, is people are writing notes and they're thinking, what don't I know? So they're going to write down what they don't know. But the thing is, you can know something and not get it. You can know it but not implement it. You can know it, and sometimes your knowledge becomes a barrier, because when you think you know it all, then there's nothing more to learn. And the fact of the matter is, every day, even the people that you work for that you have the hardest time with can teach you something.